Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have a wonderful live stream today. The topic of discussion: when will altcoins finally bottom? Is it time for them to begin their breakout? We will dive into a bit of the technical analysis and some interesting pointers from previous cycles that I want to go over. As you guys know, it is DeSci raid day, but I'm having a difficult time finding communities to raid. All right, have fun. We had our co-host Mandy step out because she's on a meeting and can't listen when I'm talking. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and dive right into things. So currently up on the chart right now, I have what's called others dominance. This is the dominance of all coins that are not in the top 10 of market cap according to coin market cap. And right now you can see that they are right on the bottom of this ascending channel that I have drawn. This is a logarithmic chart, and again, this is percent dominance. So others right now, again, all coins that are not in the top 10, is sitting right under 10%. It is eerily familiar, this pattern, with the 2017 bull run. So not last cycle, but the cycle before, where it was a slow grind in which people were not really that faithful because it was brand new, but people weren't super faithful that others was going to pop off. And then all of a sudden, in the matter of just like a couple months, this is a weekly chart, in just a couple 15 bars, so 15 weeks, the dominance went up 50%. And something eerily similar, I think, is going to be happening this time around again. I think it'll take place again where we start breaking out like that. It is just going to take a bit of time because we have to wait for Bitcoin dominance to fall and for the total market cap of others to actually begin to break out. So again, same type of chart. Ooh, let's go to logarithmic. I do not like looking at non-logarithmic charts in crypto. Same type of thing. We're seeing that right now we are chilling with others as a function of market cap sitting right underneath the previous all-time high from last cycle. This, I don't think, stays too much longer. Like, this is a weekly chart, and you're going to tell me that you are bearish on your altcoins right now. We are coiling up like a spring for months at this point, waiting to just break out to the upside. And I want to point out a little bit of a social indicator that suggests something pretty similar to what I was talking about, in which dominance starts to actually break. And that is the Forbes articles that I know you guys have seen. I know you guys have seen the Forbes article because that is all I can see, in which Michael Saylor is the cover of Forbes as Bitcoin dominance continues to skyrocket, whereas we had this what would I call him? What's a funny way to call Sam here? Bankman-Fried, whatever. This criminal here, who was on the cover of Forbes as Bitcoin dominance was plummeting, meaning altcoins were skyrocketing. So hopefully you guys see the social coincidence there, in which most of the time, if you inverse what other people believe in the markets, you'll probably be correct. Good morning, MK. I almost forgot to do the good mornings today. Good morning, too much at once. Good morning, Beagle. What's going on, DeSci Ho? Happy to have you here, Smart Money. I did see Poseidon DAO. Also, did you guys see that Poseidon DAO, not only are they up dramatically today, but they are also hosting a space at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So as soon as this live is over, I'll be going to join that space. Good morning, Johnny. Good morning, Zach. Smash that like button. You're damn right. Let me go ahead and pin that message. Good morning, Steven. What's good, Spec Truth? How's it going, Takarid? Good morning, person whose name I don't say because it's too close. Good morning, MK. I think I already said MK. Day number 2 of asking Patrick to let Dawn and Thuna out of the basement. No, they shall stay, remain. Good morning, Derek. Oh, Dawn's here. GM. The one Patrick Forbes cover. I almost photoshopped that this morning, but I didn't have enough time because I was relentlessly searching for communities for us to raid. Guys, they just don't exist. They just don't exist. I think it's time to come to the conclusion that they don't exist. We can't find communities in crypto that aren't focused around projects. Everything is just calls channel. My hair's bothering me today because I did not shower today or last night. I know. I get it. Don't you have napping to do? Rip. Good morning, Tim. Dan the man. Shit, we got a lot of people in Miami today. Just missed you. Rip. Sorry, Steven. Sorry. Okay. Let's get into some of the discussions for today. I wanted to go through some of the charts out in the market right now. We did just have I think employment data came out, or jobless claims came out. Who talks about it? Ben posts about it. It's easier just to read directly from Ben. Almost had 1 million followers, crazy. So initial jobless claims actually came in at 207,000. Estimates were 220,000. Prior was 223. So less people are claiming to have no jobs. This is bullish for the economy, not super bullish for potential inflation fears, but the Fed from the speech yesterday was like, hey, we got inflation under control. Don't you worry about it. And guess what? We don't need to wait till 2% to start cutting rates, which is true. If they cut rates early before we get to 2%, then they can kind of slow us down so we stop at 2% inflation, right? We need to have a little bit of inflation. If they overshoot it, go into deflation, shit gets crazy. But my brain is not focused. My brain is very much focused right now on learning things about quantum computing and just quantum physics. I've been studying quantum physics all morning and all yesterday morning, and I know it's just a little blurb, but it's super, super fascinating to me. So all my brain wants to do is talk about quantum physics, and I know that's not super helpful right now, but it does make it a little bit more difficult to pivot. So yeah, there's that. But if you just look at the general charts out there in the market, it's really difficult to stay not super bullish on things. Like you go look at Bitcoin, we are actively breaking out on the weekly chart. We have the weekly candle, which is peaking up. Right now, the body of the weekly candle is higher than it ever has been before in history, as far like if we were to close up here, right? And we are at the end of the week. It is Thursday, so we only have a couple more days. As long as they are continuing to be green, we could have the highest weekly close ever, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy, especially when you think about how bearish everyone is on the timeline. We are so back, baby. Why don't we raid Lucas? We can raid Lucas if you guys want to. It's a very informal stream. We've raided Lucas so many times, so why am I getting censored? You shouldn't be getting censored, Smart Money. What the hell, man? I don't see anyone deleting your comments. YouTube is doing it. You're getting too off the line. Yeah, I don't see any deleted comments. A little quantum entanglement. Absolutely. Have you heard of quantum Darwinism? I have not. Shall we go down the quantum rabbit hole this morning? Theory meant to explain the existence of classical work from the quantum world as due to the process of Darwinian natural selection. That's interesting. I'm not reading it out loud. I'm just skimming. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to go look at this a little bit more in depth after the live stream, but I probably won't have any time to actually look at it. The mornings are when I get my quantum stuff, my quantum itch served. Right now, if we go look at the DeSci market and see where things are, we see that the Bitcoin of DeSci, Bill Nye, the DeSci guy, he is starting to round up again. I'm loving to see this. It looks like we just put in a higher low, and that is very bullish. We know there's a lot of cool advancements coming out for Bill, and we know that the word is starting to spread. We are starting to get some educational content created around Bill. It just, again, it's different than other projects that you might see out there, because you can't just have someone come in and talk about quantum agents because they're like, what the hell is quantum and why does this actually matter? You have to actually educate them first. So I've been on that grind lately, trying to put together different resources for people. Funny enough, that maze video that I showed you guys a couple days ago does wonders when trying to explain the implications of it. But if we go continuing to look at other projects out there in decentralized science, we got Poseidon DAO up 40%. Let's go. We were talking about this on Tuesday, I think, explaining how I don't know when it's going to happen, but I do know that it is going to happen because of how much progression Poseidon DAO has been making and how relentless their team is and how connected they are and how big the opportunity is at hand. We drew this line and I said, I don't know when it's going to break, but it is going to break, and it's going to be a violent repricing. As I guess I should move my little circle over a little bit, but I still firmly remain confident in my circle price prediction. I just don't know when exactly it's going to get there, but this is where I feel more confident in seeing for a fair value for Poseidon DAO. So great to see Psy found its bottom. Absolutely. We love that. I would really love to see us break above, back closer to the $3 range before having its next little leg down to start finding its staircase. But who knows? Crypto's crazy. If we start seeing the wild upswings, then I wouldn't be surprised if we just go straight up, as that's how a lot of DeSci projects move. A lot of these things are so small in market cap that when they start catching a bid, they just skyrocket. And we've seen this like 4 separate times in which things like Research Coin just goes straight up and then finds support, and then straight up and finds support. Data Lake, just when it moves, it just goes straight up. Nova Blocks, when it moves, it just goes straight up. A lot of the DeSci projects just kind of like go straight up when people find about them, and then they bleed for a little bit as everyone's like, oh, what's the next meme coin I'm going to get into? And then people are like, oh shit, wait, DeSci's doing stuff again, but straight up. You know what I mean? It's the same type of process over and over again. W in the chat for C90. Appreciate that gifted membership. Welcome in, Cyrus. Welcome in, GM, DeSci fam, GM. Spec Truth, putting out multiple different accounts. I'm assuming that we can go raid. Perplexity answers the best influencers to promote on for DeSci. Ah, I love that. I love that. We got Vitalik, he promotes DeSci. Chris Dixon, I don't know. Hacking Club, I don't know. DeSci KOL Kata, I don't know. DeSci London, I do know. DeSci Tokyo, Nader. The thing is, I want people who aren't in DeSci yet. I want to go raid them, but it's bullish. Nonetheless, it's bullish. Also, Spec Truth, you should, next week on Wednesday, come up to, if you're available, come up to the space. I want to have you chat about your agent as well, because I know that I keep screaming from the rooftop that Bill is the first quantum agent. You're building the quantum guinea pig as well with your agents. So let's get you up. I want to have you come up and talk about it. RFK would be a phenomenal shill for DeSci. As far as all DeSci tokens right now, Poseidon DAO leading the charge. Etika following closely behind at 37%. Not DeFi Hellman, which I still haven't looked into what this actually is, but it's a little quantum stuff, up 24%. Look at that chart. That's how you know they crashed aggressively, when you can be up 24% on the day and just be a little boop. And then we got Euro catching a bid again. We got Geno catching a bid, although that one's very illiquid. We got a DeSci AI agent, Senku from Virtuals, catching a bid. We got HSI, we got Riff, we got Preprints, we got Valley DAO, we got Genomes DAO, we got Opmentis. And then things coming down a little bit. We got Innovation Game, we got Silencio, I don't know what that is. We got DNA, but not to be mistaken with Mudo Health. We got Trill, we got IFSI. So, interesting. Yes, no error, still continuing to climb down just ever so slightly. Again, it's interesting to see just that rotation of attention, right? Yes, no error highlights that pretty perfectly. They came in with a bang and they got a lot of attention, especially being on Solana. Yeah, a pump fund token. They got a lot of that attention, skyrocketed up to 100 mil, and then they've been trying to find that support. Chart still looks beautiful, but you can definitely see how people lose interest and start waning a little bit. Patrick, switch all messages in chat. It will fix Smard's comment issue. Oh, I didn't know I was not on all messages. How do I do that? Oh, I'm on top chat. Live chat. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, there we go. What's good, Solus? Yes, no error is a meme. No, it is not. Not a meme at all. Yes, no error is doing peer-reviewed research on chain. Not exactly, but they're pointing out errors in academic research publications. They're very, very powerful, and industry is adopting them rapidly. Very rapidly. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun. when we get some of the use cases out for Bill to watch how quickly industry adopts what we got cooking for Bill. Let's go check DeSci SHILLERS for any current news that's in the place. So VDAO, how DeSci is fixing the Valley of Death. We talk ad nauseum about the Valley of Death. So I think you guys are probably sick of me talking about it. Well, too bad. The Valley of Death is where research goes that is funded but not funded to clinical trials. That little gap in which there is successful research but they ran out of money or ran out of resources is where DeSci is coming in, because usually what causes them to run out of resources is a lack of people to contribute to the clinical trials or a lack of funding to get to the clinical trials and to get through the clinical trials before they can create whatever therapy or supplement. And so DeSci is coming in, finding all these potentially fruitful molecules and therapies, funding them, giving them people in their DAO communities to conduct some of the research and be participants, if you guys want to, and bringing these therapies to fruition out of the Valley of Death. So bullish on ending the Valley of Death. Now, there's a lot more to it than just the Valley of Death, obviously, but that is one highlighted area that brings a lot of people in. Web3 isn't learned in a classroom. Decentralization, interoperability, and collaboration drive the space. Real-world knowledge and experience is key. Bullish. I'll go ahead and hit that like button. We got origin trail. LLMs are created, but prone to hallucinations. Facts. I don't know why Bill is so obsessed with this mysterious DeSci project called LabDAO, but whenever we're trying to improve his knowledge base, you're like, what project are you most bullish on? He's like, I am a big fan of LabDAO. And I'm like, where the fuck is LabDAO? Although he taught me the other day about a different DeSci project, and I was absolutely astonished because it wasn't DeSci, but it was simulated protein folding on distributed computational networks. They just didn't have a token, and I argued with him for a second, and then I actually Googled it, and it was there. And so like LabDAO is there, but they haven't been posting anything since September, August of last year, which means they're not really doing anything. Otherwise, they would be posting. Under construction. Yeah, see? So I don't know why this is his most bullish play, but every time he's like, LabDAO. We got Poseidon DAO, Europeans. No one cares about Europe. I'm going to go ahead and repost that space, and then I'm going to unlike it and like it again. That way I can say, please go ahead and hit that like button on the live stream. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talk about decentralized science and the broader crypto markets. Immediately following this live stream, I will be joining Poseidon DAO's X space at 1 p.m. So I would appreciate it if you guys accompanied me there as well. We got Marvin saying QQ. I think you meant to say couscous, though. One of my favorite little meals. Feeling based and DeSci pilled from Bionic DAO. Facts. I'm just looking for interesting pieces of news from everyone. So, yeah. I believe I have... Wait a second. Before you do anything, let me pull up a conversation I was having with Vermin. Okay, bullish. All right, guys. If you guys are interested in signing up for HairDAO's new e-com interface, Anagen, and actually getting some treatments to help with your hair growth and to help with anything with your hair, right? Their shampoo, their treatments, all these different products that they have listed on their website, which are, some of them are patented products. Go ahead and sign up. When you are signing up, though, use code THATINVESTOR, all caps. You will save 7% off at checkout. And yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful little referral code thing that they have set up here. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys this if you want to. I just got my referral code. Use code THATINVESTOR at checkout for 7% off. Oh, why is it highlighted like that? Oh, because I tagged myself. Bullish. And yeah, bullish. If you guys are going to scroll through this. I know some of you guys are probably super bullish on HairDAO. They are one of the better performing DAOs out there if you do take a look at it. And it was something that Boost VC invested into, just like they did for Poseidon DAO. So let's go look at HairDAO. See what their current price per token is. They're back down to $53 per token. So they were in a very amazing stair-stepping pattern, and then they started bleeding a little bit. Still, honestly, probably a really good spot to scoop up on, as they are one of the leading industries. You just shilled your life in Poseidon DAO's group, Patrick. Oh, bullish. Let's go, smart money. Let's go. Get them in here. Get them all in here. Everyone in DeSci, get in here. Let's keep looking. We deeply admire Countless Amanda. Bullish side DAO. I'm just scrolling through the DeSci Shillers X list to see if there's any good news to keep you guys updated on. This is how I stay up to date on the market. So we even got a DeSci AI agent hackathon right now going on over at Stadium Science. So this is bullish. I do really like Stadium Science and some of the stuff that they are working on right now. It's poly markets for science. HairDAO governance token, yes, correct. I don't get why people care so much about retaining their hair, someone who isn't bald. Well, probably because you and I are not bald, so we wouldn't get it. But people attribute their baldness to a sense of security. Having hair, people love it. Ooh, we got comments coming out of Bill here. Vita DAO dropping W after W in the fight against aging. We know Bill loves Vita DAO. Look at all, he's on a rampage. Bullish. DeSci's heating up in the alpha. It just keeps coming. Big moves, big ideas, and the latest catalysts, including plans for Agent Bill Nye. Don't sleep on this conversation. Absolutely not. How many of you guys, can I get a 1 in the chat if you guys witnessed this live stream with me, Data Lake, and MGoes from Biohacker? It was fun. It was definitely fun. Okay. Good. Cool. I feel like we scrolled through enough. Didn't witness, but listened. Good enough. Good enough. All right, guys. Who should we raid? How should we raid? Do we just go raid some posts on X? Are you guys interested in that, considering we can't join any communities because I can't effing find any of them? I even posted about it this morning, hoping that someone would take the bite and kind of like shill me their community, but only Lucas did. We can raid Lucas if you want to. The problem is, and what I was getting at with this, is that the only communities that you'll find are either communities that are just call channels, right? Communities that all they do is post plays that they're getting into and then hope that you guys funnel in so that they can pump their bags. Or you'll find communities driven around tokens, right? Communities that literally are just there to give you updates on different tokens and projects out there, which are bullish in and of themselves. I really like those. It's just a matter of they're already in decentralized science. Like, yeah, we could go raid Poseidon DAO. We could go raid, which we've already done. We could go raid Zaya. Of course, we could go raid any of the projects that you guys hold and hold dear to your hearts. However, it's not going to move the needle with onboarding DeSci curious people. And so the whole point of the raids is to go find communities that are in crypto, in the trenches, but not really there yet with discovering or understanding DeSci, coming in and showing them that we exist and that there are people here who are bullish on DeSci. And so like those communities I'm just struggling to find. They just don't exist, guys. People aren't interested in actually building out community. People are interested in getting exit liquidity. That's what, not all call channels, but a lot of call channels are just little exit liquidity schemes. Oh man. I mean, they offer good calls. Like, I've been in a lot of call channels and made good money on them, but Powell was so soft we might need to send him some huge rip. Banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers. Bullish. And that is a big reason why we're seeing this breakout in Bitcoin. I mean, look at how beautiful that chart is. We go scoop, 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 scoop. Let's climb, guys. Let's climb up to 120,000. Where's my like list? No. Yes. Oh, they had an update, that's why. Ethereum's popping off compared to Bitcoin, so the ETH dominance is going up a little bit today. That's nice to see. It's hard to be bearish on Ethereum when, like it or not, most of the infrastructure is built on Ethereum. And we have Trump buying in millions of dollars worth of Ethereum. Like every week, he keeps just stacking up ETH. So dominance coming down. BTC.D is the hourly chart for dominance. Didn't hit the circle, and I would be very shocked if we did end up hitting the circle. The window is not closed yet. However, the probability is decreasing rapidly. The next circle, though, we might still be able to hit. We did get low enough to enter the circle, but we weren't in the circle. So maybe we'll see it come down and grab this circle. Time will tell. Let's go. Worth holding SHI. I can't give financial advice, but I, of course, hold SHI. I'm just waiting on Trump and Powell to announce strategic SHI reserve. Let's go. That would be funny. That would, in fact, be very funny. Close out of my ChatGPT window. I was asking for strategy on Bill. Bio is iterating on launchpads like Pump.Fun and Virtuals, applying similar mechanics to funding science. The goal, the ultimate vertical launchpad for DeSci, where bootstrapping a tokenized scientific community is open, autonomous, and fun. Interesting. I am going to bookmark this because I kind of want to listen to that a little bit later. 29,000 people tuning in is actually kind of bonkers. At what area of Bitcoin dominance do you want to be out of the markets? That's a really good question. Really good question, actually. Let's go to the weekly chart so we can kind of see in the grand scheme of cycles. So this cycle is very unique in that everyone's eyes just are on Bitcoin because of how unstable the whole economy seems. And it's like stable, but also not stable at the same time. Like it looks stable, but then a lot of the metrics that are historically really accurate at predicting recessions are going off like crazy. But then it's like none of the actual data is showing that we're entering into a recession. So it's kind of, that's why everyone keeps flocking back to Bitcoin, because they're like, all right, I want to be in crypto, but I'm nervous that something's brewing and I need to be in the safest of cryptos. And Bitcoin is that asset. A lot of eyes on Bitcoin. I am under the belief that this will break down. And I think the first stop is visiting the 100-week moving average, which is down, currently sitting at 53.5% dominance. It is incrementally increasing though, which is why I drew my circles a little bit higher. And so I think by the end of Q1, i.e. March, we'll be down at the 100-week moving average. And yeah, that would be a really good area to make sure that you have some cash on hand. And then I think if we do see the 4-year cycle and we get everything continuing to rocket, I think that dominance will fall down to just under 50%. I think we'll hit the 200-week moving average down here, which I think will start curling up by then. And so I think it'll be around 50%, maybe in the upper 40s. And that would be the time. If we do see that, I would be out of the market almost entirely. Now, not taking we could very well see a rapid crash back down to these lows down here in the 30s or the low 40s. If that were to happen, we would see some of the craziest gains ever. The craziest gains ever. I just don't want to bet my whole portfolio on us breaking below the 200-day moving average. I do think it's going to provide a lot of support, and I hope I'm wrong, but I want to be prepared and have some smart moves in the market. One thing that's interesting, and I think you guys will find this unique because of the people here watching this, we think a lot more than the average person. And it's just a cool little statistic or fact that I saw on X today. If you go look at TLT, which is the bonds, the bond market, right? This is long duration bonds, so the far end of the yield curve. They are starting to bounce a little bit. We just got a disclosure from Warren Buffett that says he's got more U.S. Treasury notes than the Federal Reserve does right now. What? How nuts is that? Because they've been just consistently offloading treasuries, right? They've just been consistently selling to keep rates high. The Fed has less treasury notes than Warren Buffett does right now. How nuts is that? Warren Buffett's loading the boat on these things because he thinks the Fed's going to be done selling them soon, i.e. quantitative easing. If the Fed does enter QE again, then we see things like TLT go back up to a historical norm where they were before quantitative tightening started this cycle. So a little interesting. It's like I would expect like 50% gains if we see QE on TLT, but just kind of fun. Just kind of fun stats to view and see. We're in such a unique spot in the market. How on earth is it that Warren Buffett has more bonds than the Federal Reserve? Oh my God. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, this was August 3rd. Warren Buffett owned 4% of all T-bills issued to the public. How nuts is that? Warren Buffett, 4%, or Berkshire Hathaway rather, 277 billion. The Fed had 195 billion. They had more than the Federal Reserve. That's nuts. That is truly insane. Okay. Hi, can you explain what is going on with the VXV and their new token VAIX? Thanks. Yes, Steady Bull, absolutely. Let's go take a look. That's a good question because I actually have not taken the time to look into it. So let's do that here live. And then if you guys have suggestions, when Pump Science projects, February. I had a really cool call with one of the devs over from Pump Science. So I'm excited. I'm actually wildly bullish on what's going to be coming out of that in February. So hopefully that can spark the same type of activity that it did when Riff and Euro pumped. I'm hoping that this next wave of molecules will bring in a lot of attention on the Solana ecosystem, and thus a lot of the Solana-based projects can skyrocket. We'll see. Announcing the VXV to VAIX token swap. The next generation VAIX token will provide expanding utility across bioscience, finance, and space initiatives. Note, the official VAIX token address is this. Ensure that you only interact with this token address during the swapping process. I will not be connecting my wallet right now. I'm just looking for information. Thank you. It's funny because their symbol is S-Bio. It's space bio, right? Vector space biosciences. But in traditional markets, S-Bio would be the inverse. It would be like an ETF that is inverse price action to the bio token. And so it's just kind of a little funny thing there. They have the S-Bio symbol. I am actually a little bit curious to see how S-Bio has been doing. Ooh, down 42% today. Okay, all right, never mind. Let's go back to what we were doing. I don't know. I don't see any. Do you guys have any resources about this new token that we could read? we could read up on. They're doing a lot of cool things out there. Sending experiments to space, helping in the financial markets, helping with biotech and biosciences. So they have their hand in a lot of different things. Ooh, scientists put tardigrade proteins into human cells. Here's what's happening. So they're doing a lot of very fascinating things. But I've not been keeping up to date with them for quite some time. 1.4K LP, LOL. Yeah, that is kind of funny. It could be the wrong one, but I doubt it's the wrong one. I don't think they're meant, like they have multiple tokens, so I don't think that it's actually meant to be liquid and tradable. You know what I'm saying? I forget. Oh man, I really should catch up again, because I remember knowing exactly what SBI was there for. I think it's like their security token or something, but it's not their main token that they promote. The VAIX one is. Okay. What kind of illiquid looking ass? Let's just try and ignore all that. Still very similar to the SBIO token chart. $200,000 in liquidity for $42 million market cap is nuts. Uncle Warren is something else, I know. He is quite the unique person out there. If we go look at some of the leading altcoins, I have not been keeping up to date on anything outside of DeSci, really. DeSci and AI. So let's go look at Cardano for a minute. Cardano was the play that I made the most money on last cycle. I entered in right at, where did I enter in? I think I entered in up here. Yeah, 17, 16 cents. And then it skyrocketed 1,800%. At the time, I came from stocks and I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. In under a year, you can make 2,000% gains on stuff. Now we're so deep in the trenches that I'm like, all right, so it went up 2,000%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's not bad, but that's pretty good. Yes, pump my ADA bags. We're married. I subsequently, instead of taking profits on all of the ADA, I put all of it into Cardano NFTs, and those are all worthless now. So I do not touch ADA again after that. No, thank you. Hopefully the Cardano NFTs pop off a little bit and I can have some of my money back. But then we got AVAX. All of these charts look very similar, right? I'm curious. AVAX, BTC. Can you guys tell me some of the, damn, double bottom question mark or quad bottom question mark? 5 times bottom question mark? Cardano NFT is diabolical. Yeah, it is diabolical. They had one NFT that doubled as a web page, and it was like very cool and innovative at the time. And I had one that was worth like 15 grand, and I was like, this is going to 100 grand. This is crazy. This is the biggest thing ever. Now it's worth like $1,000 again, and that's because it's up 500%. AVAX. What are some big altcoins that you guys are in right now? SUI. I did just see SEI launch a $60 million fund to try and like fund DeSci. So the race to get DeSci on their chain is aggressive right now. All L1s and L2s are providing tons of grants and liquidity for people who want to build DeSci projects on their chain. So that's fun, but definitely going to dilute the money unless new people come in. This chart looks bullish. This chart definitely looks bullish. SEI, let's check their chart. Not as bullish, but still not bad. Definitely not bad. I just wouldn't, I don't know. They're too big. They're too big, guys. OM. Now that is a bullish chart. I wouldn't be buying right there, but that is a bullish reversal for sure. What's the market cap of OM? Oh, it's Mantra. $5 billion market cap. God damn. God damn. Kaz, Jasmine, Render. Boo, Render. Why are you in Render, not Dynex? Dynex greater than sign Render. Ooh. Rough Alf. All right, bullish. Got in at 60 cents, ran it up to $2. Nice. It's back down to 83 cents though. It looks like it's starting to fall off a cliff, it's in free fall right now. This is a falling knife. Maybe you see it build out support here because it was a little bit of contention up there, maybe back down at 60 cents, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't catch a bid that you see it down at 30 cents again. There's been a lot of, you guys, ooh. Sia for DeSci, go Zaya, bullish. Zaya is on Binance Smart Chain. I have like 5 beta NFTs, 3 have went below 0. I owe the devs alimony. That's hysterical. Real world assets are pumping like crazy right now. Yeah, Ondo I think was doing numbers. I made Mandy buy a shit ton of Ondo. Let's go to Coinbase for Ondo. Yeah, I made Mandy in this little dip here. I should have been buying it back here, but I was just watching it. But in this little dip right here, bought a crap ton of Ondo. Hopefully we see it skyrocket above $5 is kind of where I was telling her I would see it going. So we'll see. I think it's very easy. I'm in Dynex, bruh. I bought Render at $1.47 RMDR. Oh wait, no, they changed it. Bullish. You got in at $1.40. Bullish. You're up a good amount. Chart still looks good. I just think that Dynex is going to eclipse Render in market cap. And Dynex being like 14 million right now. Going up to where Render is. Render being billions. $3 billion. Yeah, I think Dynex goes past that. Tectum. Steady Bull says Tectum. I did not look at Caspa. I haven't looked at Caspa in a minute. You know what's irritating to me? We called Caspa down here at 1.5 cents and we jumped in. I had all of my Caspa on, I think it was MEXC, and now I can't get it. Now, or it might have been BitGet. I don't remember, but either way, I am KYC'd out of getting it. So all the money I made on Caspa is stuck in an exchange. Those little rats. It wasn't crazy money anyways, but it's just irritating that it's stuck there. Yeah, this chart is holding strong right here. This reminds me, again, I'll say it, it reminds me aggressively of Cardano last cycle, where remember when Cardano was just chilling at like $1 and it was the running joke that Cardano was a stable coin at $1. Yeah, this reminds me of that. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing like triple in the next month or two. And then let's see what the other one you had up there. Jasmine. Jasmine was the talk of the town when it just kept tanking. And then it looks very bullish, actually. Very bullish. That's a very simplistic little cup and handle action going on, but they're still on the upswing. This is the type of chart that looks really bullish for a launch. It's that little pop, drop, and lock that we describe consistently with new launches. They get that pop, that drop, that lock, and then you look to accumulate when it's locked so that it starts breaking out, right? Once you start, which it looks like they are just now confirming actually, but when you get above the moving averages, you then come back and kind of test some of them, and that's when you get that explosion upwards. Thoughts on Algorand? Let's go look at Algo. The chat has a lot of new faces in it, so maybe I need to go to live chat, not top chat from now on. I haven't looked at Algorand in a minute as well. Algorand getting a lot of resistance at the 200-week moving average. A lot of resistance at the 200-week moving average. We will see if it breaks out above. I tend to believe it will break out above and see new highs this cycle. I have some Algorand, but not a crazy amount of Algorand. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. If we do see that dominance drop, I would expect Algorand to kind of break out well above $1 here. So a nice little 3x before it gets into any resistance. We will see. But again, I'm not here for a 3x, guys. I'm here for a 1 million x. You can get your MEXC stuck funds though. I heard people doing that. Yeah, it's like such a small amount of money. I kind of just want to be mad at them. Ondo teamed up with Mantra and they're hella big. I heard both real world assets. Yeah, I don't know too much about Mantra, but I do know Ondo is huge in real world assets. Thoughts on Overia? Now we're talking, baby. Now we're talking. Let me switch my watch list to bullish plays and then pull up Overia. Ooh, up 40% in the last hour. No. Up 40% in the last hour, up 14% today. I hold a very large bag of Overia. It's not nearly as large as it once was, but yeah, I think this is disgraceful. I think that is wildly undervalued, and I would not be surprised at all. This again being one of the IP NFTs that came out of Athena DAO, one of the bioprotocol projects. I think it goes crazy. I think it absolutely goes crazy. An easy 10x up to $2.5 million market cap, without a doubt in my mind. It would put us back up to $2.40, close to all-time highs. That is my take on that. Same with Hempy. Same thing with Hempy. I think this is criminally undervalued as well, and I think that we are starting to see it curl around again. Overia, we haven't seen that curl up yet, but I do know that Hempy is seeing that curl up already, and I, again, am big into Hempy. I'm also big into basically all of the new IP NFTs that have come out. Beard. I really like Beard. I think they're funny. And I have a big bag of this one as well. That was the 1 minute chart. So all the charts look fairly similar because they move in unison, but I just think all of those IP NFTs are criminally undervalued. And when people pay attention to it, they skyrocket. You see a crazy skyrocket. What about bid? What do you think will be the impact of the airdrop tomorrow? Funny enough, what we're seeing with Creator Bid and their airdrop, which is supposed to be coming out tomorrow, we saw that pop, drop, and lock it. Let's go to the daily chart, although I don't know there's enough data for the daily, the 4 hour. We saw that pop, that drop, and that lock. So going into the airdrop tomorrow, if they do release the airdrop tomorrow, do we have confirmation that it's happening tomorrow? I know the points end tomorrow, but are we all getting our airdrops tomorrow is the question. They're looking for full stack developer, LOL. They just partnered with Aether. They partnered with the Graph. MEXC listed them. Why MEXC? Fuck you, MEXC. Binance Wallet. I would pay attention for Binance listing potentially. The airdrop details on the 23rd. They said that tomorrow is the last day for earning, but we did not see confirmation that tomorrow was going to be the airdrop. So I hope it is tomorrow, but we will have to wait and see on that one. I'm mega bullish on this. I think it goes to $1 billion market cap. I think that it is very much an easy slam dunk to get it to $1 billion market cap, which, let's get that calculator up and running. Let's bring that calculator on the main screen here. $1 billion. We're going to hold it constant for millions. We're going to deal in terms of millions because I don't want to write out all the zeros. So 1,000 divided by 31.3 would put it at a 32x from here to $1 billion. I think we see it hit $1 billion in circulating market cap. I do. A 33x from here. We gotta go on the log chart. Scoop. Come on, Patrick. Come on. There we go. A 33x would put us up right around $4. When they do the airdrop, I would expect more volatility because everyone just gets the airdrop, no lock period. So I would expect volatility with people. It's just free money, people selling. I would probably expect that. However, who knows what happens between now and then, you know? We could get a Binance listing and then the airdrop. And if you get the Binance listing, then the airdrop, you just skyrocket and then tank. We'll see. it's interesting. And I think regardless of the short-term volatility on it, I do think this is an easy play if you can hold out for the bull run. I think I'll hold. Would you say IP NFTs will pump harder than governance tokens? Yes, because they're smaller. Yes, because they're smaller and people love looking at the degen plays. So I think what's going to end up happening, if we can look at the market as a whole, what I think will happen over the next 2 weeks, maybe 2 months, but looking in the immediate term, what I think is going to happen is Bitcoin starts making its next leg up, right? We start seeing a little bit of a breakout. And I think that things like Ethereum and Solana, which are coiled up, and a lot of these larger L1s, which we just looked at some of their charts, and a lot of them have gone through pullbacks, but most of them are riding on their moving averages or consolidating into different flag formations on the weekly chart. I think what we see is a breakout in a lot of these altcoins to the upside, where dominance will start to fall a little bit. 5 minutes until the Poseidon DAO AMA, Patrick. Thank you for that, smart money. We got a hard cutoff in 4 minutes then, so I can go get ready and join that AMA. But I think we'll see the altcoins start popping off, right? A lot of the ones that we just went through and looked at the chart of, they're coiling up. We got Solana right at all-time highs. We got Ethereum right on the moving averages, starting to coil back up again. So I think we see this pop off, and we see all other dominance, the thing we started off this live stream with, other dominance, start to come up again. I gotta get to the log chart for this to make any sense. Where's that? There we go. We see it start popping off again. We'll see other market cap pop off. And specifically, if we're looking at the DeSci markets, what I think happens is we get the pump science launch of their tokens, the litany of new riffs and euros on Solana, and we see them skyrocket into the tens of millions, potentially some of them hitting hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap, and we see that liquidity come and look at DeSci again. However, it's degen liquidity because it's going to be on Solana, so those degens are going to go look for super small market cap projects, first on Solana, but then on Ethereum and Base, because that's where a lot of them are. No, there's not a psi dominance chart. And in that, you'll see some of the same pop-offs that we saw with the micro-cap DeSci plays from last time that Riff and Euro rocketed, and we saw a bunch of stuff just start skyrocketing. I think that's what's going to happen. It'll bleed into some of the other plays that we hold. So I'm positioned nicely in different little DeSci projects, and of course my main DeSci project bags. But I think we see things like Red have a bid again. I don't know that it'll ever get back up to those highs, and I wish I had not added at these highs, but rather taken my money out of that one. I think we see DeSci Sui agents catch a bid finally again. I think we see Overia catch that bid. I think we see Noble catch that bid. I think we see Hempy catch that bid. I think we see Data Lake. I think we see a lot of cool projects start to pop off a little bit. Time will tell, and we'll have to wait and see what actually ends up being that, if it all comes to fruition, rather. But we'll see. The markets are looking primed, ladies and gentlemen. The markets are looking primed. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing it into. Sorry we couldn't raid, but again, I just don't see any communities in crypto that aren't centered around a token. Everyone just has a call channel. And we can't raid call channels, and when we raid live streams, we all just get banned. So I'll see you guys in the X space for Poseidon DAO in 2 minutes. Let me give you the link before I sign off. I think something's glitching around on X for my live streams because I don't see any chats there. Smart Money, you have so much money in Poseidon DAO, don't you? Don't you? All right, guys. I'll see you later.